Well, we'll go back to Bat Out of Hell for a moment. Would you say that of all your works, you're best known for Bat Out of Hell?
Oh, yeah.
No question about it.
Oh, yeah. It sold like 44 million copies. And
well, it's one of the biggest selling of all time.
yeah. It's either third or fifth.
The whole years. The span
and nobody
of years
will ever catch it now.
It's incredible. But what about...
and everybody hated it. When it came out, it took 10 months. And it took the president of CBS named Walter Yetnikoff, a couple of other guys, the guy who was head of CBS Classic, the head of Epic, and two of my best friends ever, John Belushi and Gilda Radner, to make that album actually break. And Gilda and John pressured Lorne Michaels for 9 months to get me on Saturday Night Live. He finally gave in and put me on the next to last show in '78. That broke after that show.
What about Paradise by the Dashboard Lights?
Oh, I got a great story if you're ready for that one. Remember Casey Kasem, who used to have America's Top 40?
Yeah.
Well, Paradise got to number 37, and he wrote a letter. I have it somewhere at home. Somebody gave it to me. We've got to get this trash out of the top 40. He would be crazy at the moment at what's in the top 40.
What do you think is the best known song?
Probably the one I hate. I'd do anything for love, but I won't do that. Although Paradise runs really close to Paradise, maybe 2 out of 3, but Paradise, I think more people know Paradise because it's done at almost every wedding in existence. Anybody that gets married in America, they play Paradise by the Dashboard Light. And I've had women tell me they've conceived by Paradise by the Dashboard Light. It's so long they've given birth to Paradise by the Dashboard Light. And DJs back in the 70s and 80s loved Bat Out of Hell and Paradise by the Dashboard Light because it was so long they could get up and go to the bathroom and get back.
I'd Do Anything for Love. You said you hated that song. I can't imagine it. Among other things, it helped make you wealthy and famous.
I don't like feeling pressure. And I walk on stage feeling no pressure until we get to Anything for Love. And that was such a huge hit in the world. It was #1 in 27 or 29 countries that I feel like the audience expects it to be absolutely perfect. And if I'm flat one word, I know about it the next day on Facebook. I mean, they will flat
And that's
tell
what
me.
creates the pressure on you, and that's the reason you don't like it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pressure tank.
Too much pressure.
Well, to the question of I'll do anything but for love, but that.
Okay.
The but that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a little
Let's
story.
go through it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a little story before that. Jim and I were in the studio, and Jim goes to me, people aren't going to know what that is. I'm going, what? Jimmy, what are you, crazy? I said, do you think people are not stupid? I said, they're not stupid. They're going to know. I'll bet you $100. Well, I've had to give him the $100 because I would bet you any amount of money that I have been asked that 1,000,000 times. Seriously, 1,000,000 times.
I can believe it.
And it's a very simple answer. It's just that Jim, the way he writes, I will do anything for love, I'll do anything for love, I'll do anything for love, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. By the time you get there, after those 4 lines, you've forgotten the line that started the chorus. I'll never stop dreaming of you every night of my life. I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. If he hadn't added all that other stuff, nobody would ever ask. It's 9 times, 9 different lines in the song that tells you what that is. It's the line that starts every chorus.
It's all coming back to me now. It's another Jim Steinman song.
Yeah, originally meant for Bat Out of Hell 2.
Okay, tell me that story, because when
I know
Celine
Celine
Dion did it,
Yeah.
she made it. It was enormously successful.
Well, it's
the
a Jim
story is,
Steinman song. It's a brilliant
You
song.
had your hands on this before. You could have been in Bat Out of Hell too.
Well, I heard it as a duet. Jimmy didn't at first. And then I explained it to him, how it was. Whether he knew it or not, he wrote a duet. And he goes, well, we've already got a duet with Anything for Love, so I can be mad at him for this. In fact, Jim, I'm mad at you. So he knows I'm not. We just wrote an email before I got here. He said, we'll save it for the next album. I said, okay, fair enough. In the meantime, Celine Dion called him up, or called up the manager.
Right.
And the manager goes, you have that song all coming back to me now. And he goes, you've got that song, let's give that to Celine Dion. And Jimmy goes, well, ask her if I can produce it. And so she said yes. So Jimmy went, okay. And so when Jimmy did it, did I get mad? Yeah. I went, what are you doing?
Why not? Because it went skyrocketing on the chart.
Yeah. And so on Bat 3, I redid it with a girl named Marion Raven, and it was #1 in Europe, #1 in Norway for 27 weeks.
If you could only pick one favorite song, and I know it's very difficult when you've had as many successful songs as you've had, but if you could only pick one that you want to be remembered for, what would it be?
It would actually, well, there's two. I can't pick one. I never have been able to pick just one of anything. There's two songs, one written by Jim Steinman called For Crying Out Loud. The other one is written by Tom Waits, and I recorded it, and it's called Martha. When I did it, I wasn't this old, but I sang it as somebody my age. And it's about a long-lost love that he should have married and he didn't. And he's calling her up and basically telling her it was a mistake. For Crying Out Loud is, without a doubt, the greatest love song ever written. And we're talking about Gershwin, we're talking about, I'm telling you, it is the greatest love song ever put to music.